Dan Jam, you know me so well. Ahoy, Wasted Water Sports, welcome along. Dan Jam knows me so well. He's obviously overslept, is the first thing that he says. Well, I'll tell you, it was a combination of things, Dan Jam. Welcome along, everybody else, by the way. Wasted Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Jordan, ahoy there. Up nice and early. Here for the Six Nations. It's nice to have the rugby back, first and foremost, as the anthems are taking place right now. By the way, just before we get started, may I say, look, they're obviously enjoying themselves. They're obviously having a very good time out there. But may I say that rugby players should probably be banned from singing the national anthems. I know, that's a little harsh. Look, they're having fun. God bless them. Apparently, I'm on mute on the. I'm on mute on TikTok. Apparently. Welcome along, Dan Jam. Anyways, mate, how are you? As we are ready for the Six Nations to get underway, I have to now quickly figure out what's going on here. Oh, I haven't got, okay, I know what it is. I know what's happening. Jean-Jacques Kupiec, am I lost in Oceania? Oceania's probably a pretty easy place to get lost in. All right, very quickly, before they get underway here, a quick prediction for this game as we go monitor and output. Okay. I think that should be all good. Yeah, so a quick prediction as they get ready to get underway here. Look, I've got France winning the entire thing. France to win the entire thing. So I'm expecting them to win quite comfortably here. France by a lot, says Dan Jam. I'm saying France 35, Wales 12. That's still a comfortable win with still a lot more in the tank. France to win the entire thing, but it is Wales who get us underway. And the Six Nations 2025 is up and running, covering it for the first time in its entirety here on the Wasted Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. I totally forgot is what happened. That I totally forgot that it's a whole new setup when we cover the rugby, as opposed to covering the cricket. An entirely new setup. Wales expansive early. I mean, this is what they have to do, right? Spread the ball, take France by surprise. They're waiting for that kick back downfield, but it's not coming. They're running it through the hands. Up over halfway. Attacking the right-hand edge, but the French defense up to the task at the moment. Parky Grass Gaming says France in this game by miles. What do we reckon? Am I being a bit too conservative here by saying 35-12? Is France not committing to the breakdown and the box kick? Wales finally relent. Say we're not getting anywhere. Wales attack the high ball, knock it backwards. Now they've got numbers to the left. But another hit up, straight up the middle. Might have been a little opportunity missed there for Wales as the kick through is charged down and France come away with it. Open space in behind the fullback, and that's a beautiful kick. A fantastic angle and into touch inside the 22. A big gain here for France. They just defended. They repelled that with ease. The Welsh trying to take them by surprise and put it through the hands. But France up to the task. Pretty fiery opening 2.5 minutes to this game. A lot of the criticisms. Look, I'm a fan of both as Movaka throws to the line out, goes to the back. The rolling maul is collapsed. They're just to the left of the uprights here, France. Inside the 22. Mounting their first attack. Remember, we said 35-12. Geez, they're looking pretty slick. Dupont clears the ball. Oh, lifting tackle, and that's a penalty straight away. They tap and go. Dupont under the posts. He hasn't got the ball down, but that was great heads-up play. Well defended by Wales in the end, but dangerous tackle. And this will be the first points of the game. I'm assuming they're going to take the 3. Take the 3. Take the 3. Zoe plays. Ahoy there. Now there are some new laws in play here for the Six Nations, one of which is the red card. I don't think this will be a red card. There was no malice in it. It's just the defender got in an awkward spot. Let's have a look at it on replay here. Well, yeah, I mean, look. I don't think there's any threat of that being a red card. But red cards are now 20 minutes, up to the referee's discretion. And they're also using some technology, some whiz-bang technology for touch finders. Apparently there's a robot controlling the sideline. Or probably like a drone sort of thing. I don't quite know how it works. I just know that there is something scanning the touchline so that they can get an exact location of touch finders. Wales with the restart from under the post. France back in attack. It's going to take me a few games of the Six Nations to learn everybody's name. I know Dupont, of course. Changing direction there with his fullback Ramos. I know Ramos from the Autumn Internationals, one of my favourite players for France. Set up out to the right, but just going in to form another ruck. Dupont now clears it. Aldrit sets up more ruck ball. Now they put it through the hands out to the right. The overlap is created, but the ball spills loose. Well defended by Wales. They're holding on. Maybe they should have taken the 3 when it was there on offer. Still no score here. 4 minutes gone. The opening Six Nations of the year. I'm pretty excited for it. A big game on Sunday, of course, with Ireland taking on England. That'll be a good one. Connor Crowley, ahoy, mate. We're still in early days, really, Connor, to say whether it's a good match or not. Wales are defending quite valiantly at the moment, but you just get the feeling there's a certain ease at which France are going about things at the moment. Looking to offload, but another phase out in front of the post, about 40 out. They're just searching for the cracks at the moment here, France. Dupont runs across field. Links up. Now they created some space here. Last time they do again. Inside the 22 and well defended. Again, the scrambling defence from Wales. Keeping France at bay. But more face play inside the 22. The pressure's got to give at some point. Hands in the ruck. Successfully getting the turnover. Ben Thomas, I believe it was. Turn around, mate. Let me see your number. Not releasing the ball. And Wales, again, their defence holds on. Valiant. But still, I mean, we're only 6 minutes in and we're talking about Wales just holding on more than one occasion. Attacking that that right-hand edge. They've found some success there. France. Wales secure the line-out ball. And they've had a lot of attack. A lot of attack here in this channel. Their own 40-meter line up to halfway. They have not ventured past this point. And now they lose the ball. A simple knock-on. One out from the ruck. Charging onto the ball. Took his eyes off it. And down it goes. And we'll get our first scrum of the game. Should be an area of French dominance. Poor hands there. Connor Crowley asks if I'm going to be doing the Scotland match. I'm going to be trying to do all of them. Connor Crowley. I will try and do all the games. But I do, what's the word? I'll get in early and ask for forgiveness on the occasion that I do inevitably miss one or two. It's bound to happen. So here we go. France. I would be expecting them to dominate at scrum time. Well, I'm expecting them to dominate the entire match, so what am I on about? If I'm expecting them to dominate the entire match, of course they're going to dominate scrum time. They set and collapse on that far side. Referee's going to run out of patience here. This is the second reset. The first reset was for engagement. Now collapsing. This is, of course, the area of the game that gets a lot of criticism, but quite honestly, it's an area of the game that I quite enjoy. The tussle. Maybe that's because I played in the forwards when I played. Could have something to do with it. I appreciate the work that's going in here. They bind. They set. And it collapses again, and the referee is out of patience. Free kick to Wales. Oh, Jordan says it's better than a league scrum. Well, absolutely. Rugby league may as well not even have scrums. And that's not a criticism. Of course, I'm a fan of both, a big fan of both. Wales just kicked the ball high here. It was a free kick, not a penalty. And again, some success off the high ball, but lost forward. Lost forward by Tommy Reffel. And France come away with it. Ramos can't get the arms free. Attacking that right edge again. The right edge on attack. Wales, their left-hand defence. The ball spills out, and Wales come away with it. Jack Morgan rumbles it up. Well defended there by Wales in a 2-on-1 situation against them. Managing to maintain the ruck ball. Somebody down in back play for France. That means there's a number out of the line. Crossfield kick. Almost over the top, and Ramos slaps it down. And he slaps it down forward. And this will be a scrum down for Wales. I'll tell you what. Wales, it might not be crisp. Some of the handling is letting them down at the moment, but by God, they've come to play. The crossfield kick almost pays dividends there. Tom Rogers was so close to winning the battle in the air with Ramos. Yes, and he knows it. He's letting him know. We were that close, mate. We were that close. It is indeed packed. Look at the scenes from the stadium. A monstrous crowd. Now, you just don't get crowds like that at rugby in Australia. You used to, but that's when Australia was winning. Makes a difference when your team's winning, right? You will at Newcastle. That's the key, is it, Jordan? get the games out to Newcastle. A little bit of an injury stoppage here as we wait for the second scrum of the game. Well, hopefully this will be the first scrum that actually gets contested. The last one ending in a free kick for Wales. 10 minutes, 20 seconds gone, no score. It could have been 3-0. France electing against taking the penalty goal. They had an opportunity. Scrum down, about 10 in from touch on this near side, just inside the 22. Wales feet. It'd throw some cats amongst the pigeons if... Bloody hell, I thought it was... God, that guy on the bench there looks like if Russell Crowe was in Lord of the Rings. Big shove here from Wales, and now angling in towards the sideline. Rogers plants it back. Wales on the attack. Wouldn't this shake things up if they score first? Wraparound play. Creates an overlap on the left edge, but cutting back in field. Liam Williams didn't back himself to get that ball out there. Jordan says the referee has no Nigel Owens. Well, nobody is Nigel Owens. Irreplaceable, that man. God bless him. More phase play here for Wales, trying to draw in the French defenders. They get hands on the ball, and they get hands on the ball just enough for the referee to say turnover is successful. And I'm going to penalise you here for not releasing. And I think that was a little harsh. Well, look, France were over the top of it. Did get a clean dig at it. And probably a fair enough call. You see those let go a lot, though, as the touch finder takes France up to halfway. And another missed opportunity for Wales. Rogers is looking good. Here's the early outlook for Wales. Rogers is looking very good in connection with Ben Thomas, the fly half. That crossfield kick very nearly resulted in a try as Dupont now. The hell was that little chip in over the top of the defensive line? Where were you, mate? He says. Where were you? He says to his winger. Ricky, 10 minutes in, and France haven't put on 30 points on Wales already. I know. It's very surprising. Well, I mean, they could have had a penalty goal if they elected to take it. I just wonder if France may be guilty at the moment of taking things a little bit too easily, as Jack Morgan nearly makes a bust up the middle. Now the kick over the top. Was the player onside? Wales get a good bounce, and there he is again. That man is everywhere, Tom Rogers. Fends off one, and he's brought to ground. Wales lifting in confidence. Challenging the French defensive line. Midfield, they set up another ruck. Running left to right on the TV, attacking this near edge again. Oh, no. Tompkins takes his eye off the ball. It spills forward. France tow it through, and now they lose it forward as well. Advantage will have been played for the Wales knock-on. Nick Tompkins, as they tried to set up a couple of passes out the back, Tompkins takes his eye off the ball, saw the defender charging up in his face, forced the mistake, and it was Dupont. Of course it was. Dupont is everywhere. But then spilling the ball, France. This will be a big scrum, though. Still an opportunity for France. They've been a little disappointed at scrum time, I've got to say, if I'm being honest. Dan Jam, surprised there hasn't been any scores so far. Absolutely. But no score at all. I really thought that common sense would prevail and they would have taken the 3 points from that early penalty. But, oh well, and here we go, France. Look for a big shove here, and it is a big shove, a monstrous shove. Wales get the ball out of that scrum ASAP. They were retreating backwards. That was going back fast. Now a clearing kick. They're up quickly on him. Pressure on Wales here. A metre out from their own line. Ben Thomas couldn't get the ball away. Oh, France, they sense it. They've gone up a gear. Box kick from Thomas Williams clears. Just outside the 22. Ramos thinks about going quickly, but geez, they might have had him a little bit short right over the other side of the field there, but wasn't worth the risk. No, France just have to settle down here and go back to basics. Movaka with the throw. Goes to the middle. France secure. Set up the rolling maul. Release it early. The big number 8, Aldrich, off the back. And they rumble it up inside the 22 once more. Just some composure and going back to what they know. France, I feel like they've been a little bit helter-skelter as Dupont holds up the pass. Holds it up nicely, but Wales defend valiantly again. Hands all over that ball. And it does eventually come back out here on the French side. Pick and go. 10 metres out. Again, just one out from the ruck. 6 phases now. The big number 3, Antonio. What a huge unit. And now charging onto it, running a nice angle. Barassi. They're a metre short. Pick and go. Burrows his way over. Can't get the ball down. Well defended by Wales again. The ball spills out. Dupont's under pressure. Fires it out to Ramos. Ramos clears. And Bieri still 10 metres out. Got to give credit where credit is due here. This Welsh defence up to the task at the moment. Aldrich. Penalty advantage now. Not rolling away. And the opportunity to throw everything at it and come away with points. At very least, a penalty goal. Dupont runs around the back and puts the crossfield kick in right onto the chest of Adesogbe. I had to look up his name there. I'm sorry. The French winger. It's on the money. And the defensive line has finally been breached. France get there first. Theo Adesogbe. Dupont with great heads-up play. What a little champion. That was all Dupont, honestly, running across field. By running across field, it meant that none of those Welsh defenders could risk breaking away on their own and trying to get out and cover that crossfield kick. But that being said, where was the winger? Where was their winger? He should have been out there defending that at least. 5-0 kick to come from out wide. Ramos is on target early. Right down the middle. Wait, that went over, right? Yes, okay. I thought I was seeing things for a moment. Conversion from Ramos successful. And France lead 7 points to 0. It took them 19 minutes. They finally have reached the try line. Commendable defence from Wales. They get us back underway. Ramos takes the kickoff, clears immediately up towards the halfway line. Nice clearance. Mitchell Vella Sport asks who I think will win. I've predicted France to win the entire competition, let alone this game, but I predicted them to win 35 points to 12. Wales have done extremely well to hold the score for this long. Crossfield kick skews off the side of the boot, and it almost goes backwards here from Wales. And there, Romain Ntamack to secure the loose ball, but Wales drive over the top and win it back again. Some scrappy play all around here. As Wales again in this channel, their own 40-metre line up to halfway. They seem to just be glued here in this little section of the field. Slightly forward pass there, and it's called by the referee. I was going to say it'd be rough to call it, but yes, forward pass is called. And the scrum will go down here for France. Wales, these simple little errors are costing them 52% territorial advantage for Wales, but they've really done nothing with it. There was that one moment where they could have got the try if the kick was just a little bit shorter. Padraig O'Brien, ahoy there, mate. Doing very well here down under in Australia. 6:39 a.m. and enjoying my first rum of the day because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. They say that it's they say that if you drink before 5 o'clock, as Dupont now on the wraparound creates the overlap and Hannah Sogby's away again. 5 out now. Drops it back for Ramos. Ramos to Dupont, back to Ramos. And a big hit sends Ramos tracking backwards. But here come France again. Dupont pops it up for Rumat. 10 metres out in front of the post. Curtis Jones, it's 8:40 p.m. in Wales. Yeah. See, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Driving forward now, France, 5 phases. And they're 5 metres out now. Wales get hands in there, attack the ball. But it comes back on France's side. Miafo, still 5 out. Happy to just go 1 out here and draw in the Welsh defence. Now the wraparound creates some space. Ramos pops the pass over the top for Bieri. And Bieri scores untouched. Simple. Oh, you feel like the floodgates are going to open now. There was a very big pillar right in front of the posts, who also got taken in the back after he offloads it. I think it was Antonio. The big pillar in the middle of the field, who ran the loop with Ramos. Basketball pass over the top to Bieri. Simple try there for France. $12 points to 0. 23.5 gone. And that was just way too simple there. Ramos converts. It's 14-0. Alex Chernyshenko, rugbypass.com is probably the best bet for internationals. Rugbypass.com, as well as get us back underway. Suddenly they find themselves 14-0 down. Antonio, there he is, that big unit who set that play up. Oh, I would love to dissect that one. Credit to him. Oh, Dupont spills it backwards, says the referee. Rightio. But anyway, Dupont clears up to halfway. Wales back in possession. Thomas tries to do it all on his own. He beats one, but he's brought down. Through the hands out to the left. The ball bobbles, but managing to hold on. Wales looking a bit shaky. But some attack inside the French half. Attacking the short side. Rafael, 22 out. Williams out to Atkins. Thomas, short pass to Watkin. Inside the 22. But big defense here. Bodent drives him backwards. And now they're stagnant, Wales. Thomas, the kick inside the 22 is marked easily. And France tap and go. Dupont in midfield. Thumps it up the middle. Finds the turf. And racing through to chase it. Vieri puts pressure on. And Wales have lost about 50 metres. They were just bereft of ideas there at the end, and we got time off. Somebody's fallen awkwardly at the bottom of that ruck. Lots of concern immediately. Jeez, I wonder what happened there. We'll keep an eye on that. Jordan asked if I saw Coley in the Ranji Trophy. I saw something about Coley. Virat Kohli was playing his first game of club cricket in however long, 9 years or something. He's just bumped his knee by the looks of it. So Virat Kohli's got out early and the entire crowd's left. I thought that was pretty funny. It did remind me of a time I went to the cricket and left early. It was a tour game. The West Indies were touring Australia, and my favourite player was Brian Lara. So I'd gone to this game, West Indies versus Queensland. Just a tour match. Didn't mean anything. I went to see Brian Lara bat. Brian Lara got out fairly cheaply. I went home. Injury time out here. Wasted Water Sports live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Bringing you all the Six Nations action. And we are not far away from the start of the NRL season 2025 as well. Dan Edwards comes onto the field to replace Owen Watkin, who's been helped off the field. Callum Elvidge, what's it like being upside down? Well, I mean, thanks to gravity. I mean, God bless the man that discovered gravity, because we were so lost without it. But, yeah, with gravity, it's just fine. So 26 minutes gone here. And France leading 14 points to 0. Jordan says you saw Latrell Mitchell can sit out the All-Stars match and play round 1. I did. Personally, I'm not convinced that the All-Stars game should count as count towards suspensions. But, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Scrum down here. Wales secure the ball. This play is back underway after that injury stoppage. Nice little wraparound. Creates a little bit of space out wide for Rogers. Puts the goose step on and he's brought down just inside the touchline. What is it they say? You've got to earn the right to go wide. Wales are just not earning the right at the moment. They're spreading the ball from edge to edge willy-nilly as the kick now is charged down. And coming away with it is Ben Thomas. Grabbed that out of nowhere. They kick again from scrum half in behind. Adesogby picks it up and clears and thumps the ever-living bollocks out of that ball. And is going to find touch just outside the 22. Just outside the 22. At the moment, Wales have the line-out throw. Oh, that was so close. Another 5 centimetres. And that would have been a line-out throw to France. Over the top to nobody. And it's lost forward. The referee's missed it. Now he's got a call from his touchy. And Wales, well, they're capitulating here before our very eyes. Half-time cannot come quick enough here for Wales, I suspect. Callum Elvidge, I love you guys, only because you love your rugby as much as us English. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or Padraig, sorry, not Padraig, Padraig in the chat room. France with the scrum. A big shove. And now they release the ball. Dupont on the wraparound, puts the kick through. Off the Welsh legs and back to Dupont, who keeps the ball alive for Bodent. And 22 metres out in front of the post, they set up the ruck. How long until the breather? 11 minutes. 11 minutes, Odyssey. Dupont clears again. Miofu goes to ground. Back to Dupont. God, the fitness level of some of these players, I swear. Out to the left-hand edge they go. One of the try scorers there, Biari, cuts back in field. The 7th phase is set. And they're lined up to the right here, France. And losing the ball forward, Romat. And Wales come away with it. Clearing kick now from Thomas. In behind Ramos. Ramos, though, gets back, takes it on the full. And from inside, he's 22 now, clears back upfield. All the way upfield. A huge kick from Ramos. So 10 minutes to go till the halftime break. I'll tell you who's impressed me the most so far. Dupont for France. He's been everywhere, of course. He has set up a try. He almost scored one himself. Such a quality player. Timeout here. What have we got? The referee is going to have a look here. What are we having a look at? Oh, a shoulder to the face. Evan Lloyd's in big trouble here. Well, we might be seeing our first use of the 20-minute red card. Shoulder, direct contact to the chin, and he is gone. Let's see what they come up with. Okay, yellow card and off-field review. Yes, Evan Lloyd, shoulder to the face. You can't do that. And it will be under review for a red. And well, it would have been a Welsh throw into the lineout, but we are now coming back for a penalty right out in front. And France will have the ball. Do they take the shot at 3? I say they do. Take the 3. Ten minutes to go till halftime. Oh, they're putting it into the corner. Wow. See, they're very comfortable here, France. Very comfortable with how things are going. They plug it into the corner. They're going to set up the rolling maul. And let's see if they use that big fella, Antonio, as a foundation again. A big, big wall to run around. Rolling maul is set. The rolling maul collapses now 5 meters out. Illegally, says the referee. Wales guilty of pulling that down. Penalty advantage now for France. Ntamack steps back in field. Just to the left of the post here, 5 out. And charging onto it, Miafau. Releasing it wide to the right. Wales get in and look to spoil, but Dupont clears the ball. Ramos changes direction. And he's met in a hard tackle. And we come back for the penalty. They're going nowhere there, France. Wow, a yellow card right before halftime. And they'll just put this into the corner again, I suspect. What they did last time, I can't imagine they'll change things up too much here. Into the corner, 5 meters out. And they'll go again. "32.5 minutes gone. Approaching the halftime break. France lose it. They can't secure the line-out ball. And Wales are off the hook big time there. What a huge let-off. Williams with the box kick clearance. Only as far as Bieri at halfway. Doesn't find touch. Bieri runs back across field. Now straightens. Almost goes through. Dupont finds space around the ruck. Where's his support? He might not need it. Dupont's going to go on his own. Fires a forward pass over. Well, surely that was a forward pass to Adesogbe. But Adesogbe gets his second, and it is that man again. Dupont can't be stopped. He found a couple of tired defenders and went straight between them. Well, they're going to say backwards out of the hands there. I think that's fair enough. The touchy was right in line with it. God, I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. Anyway, the try's been given. Adesogbe gets his second. They're not showing us any replays from side on, which is usually... Oh, here we go. This will be a better angle. No, look, fair enough. That has gone backwards out of the hands from that angle. It was a very, very kind angle for the attacking team, though, from 45-degree angle behind where the pass was being thrown. But I think that's okay. I mean, Dupont was inside the 5-meter line. Probably could have dived and scored. Through the pass. Adesogbe gets his second. I'm happy enough with that, to be perfectly honest. 21 points to 0 as Ramos puts the conversion over. Wales under the pump now. Jason Hayden, you need them 13 plus. Them being France, I expect. Odd Poppet, 14-0 with a yellow on Wales. With the new group of lads in the squad, I don't think Wales will pull it back. I think you're absolutely right there, Odd Poppet. I think that that try there for Adesogbe, the second one, might just be a bridge too far for Wales. That might have been the killer blow just before halftime as Dupont clears. He's had such a good game. Dupont, Ramos, Adesogbi. Biari's been everywhere as well. And up front, Antonio with a try assist. For Wales, I've been very impressed with Tom Rogers. He's put in a lot of work. Outside of that, they've tried hard. They've defended valiantly, but ultimately, as France read the wraparound and put pressure here on Dan Edwards, going backwards at a rate of knots. Tompkins now. The clearing kick comes. Ramos is under it, under no pressure. Thinks about kicking. Decides to run. Beats the first defender, but is now wrapped up well by Tompkins and held up. Got to get it to ground. Ramos does. Dupont comes in. Clears it out to Aldrit, who didn't want it. Had nobody else to pass it to, no. Dupont taps in a little chip kick over the top. A kind bounce here for France. And Ramos comes away with it. Back in possession. Wales drive over the top, but the ball's already been released. And now the kick in behind for Bieri. It's a foot race. And the ball spills loose. It spills loose again. And Rogers is there to clean up. Grounds it over the try line and, well, carried back. 5-metre scrum. A little bit of chaos sparked by Dupont again. Three minutes to go till the halftime break. Another try here would be absolutely a killer blow if it hasn't been landed already. Five-metre scrum. Just in from this near touchline. Near to the TV. Dan Jam says France and Wales have won the most Six Nations historically. Odd Poppet says, I'm pretty sure Wales and England have the most championships, but England do have 29 outright, and I think Wales have about 27 outright. I'm positive Italy has all I'm positive on is Italy has the wooden spoon title. Poor old Italy. They're getting better though, aren't they? Italy are improving. Defunk, oi mates. Poor Wales. They've been off the pace for the last decade now. I remember when Wales used to come here to Australia and almost win on the regular. What was that? That would have been, I mean, just matching your timeline there, Defunk, because that would have been 11 or so years ago. So that does match your timeline quite nicely. The games that I'm remembering. And they would painfully lose with a Wallabies penalty goal at the death or something. As Dupont feeds the French scrum. Holds penalty advantage for Wales collapsing. Crossfield kick to Adesogbi again. The bounce beats him over the dead ball line. Will come back for the penalty. Adesogbi nearly got a hat-trick of tries. .38.5 minutes gone. Wales collapsing the scrum. France put it into touch. And they'll try and set up a rolling maul here, I suspect. Oh, nah. They might release it early. The game of human chess that we know as rugby union. Do they set up the rolling maul or do they take us all by surprise? Spread it wide. Wales look pretty set there in the defensive line. They are, of course, a man down. Rolling maul might be the option here. To the back they go, and they do set up the rolling maul. Inside the 5 metres now, Wales. Counter drive. France going backwards. Dupont releases the ball now. Goes on his own. Dupont brought to ground. And Wales in from the side. Sealing off over the top. And another penalty advantage here for France. Looking for more points before the halftime break. 30 seconds away. The halftime break is. In front of the post now, 5 metres out. Aldrit. Oh no, he's dropped it. Jean-Baptiste spills the... Oh no, referee's going to the pocket here, I think. Too many penalties here in this zone. No, this is going to be a final warning. Too many penalties here. Inside this area, clean it up, or somebody else is going to be sitting down. That'll be the talk here. Time is almost up on the clock here for the first half. Odd Poppet says, wasted world of sports. Your commentary is actually quite refreshing from the usual commentators on the radio. Have yourself a new sub all the way from Wales. I'll drink to that. Cheers, Odd Poppet. And welcome along to the Wasted World of Sports crew. As France put it into touch. And they're going to set up a... they're going to set up a line out here. Will they go the maul? I think they released it early this time. Well, they go back to the rolling maul. 5 metres out. Grabbing across field here, this rolling maul. Wales need to get numbers in. It breaks away now. A second pod. And it's over the line. No, just short. Dupont now brings it out. Fires a huge Harbour Bridge pass over the top to... his winger, Bieri, and Bieri gets his second. Again, it's Dupont with the try assist. I'm pretty sure that it's four tries, 3 Dupont try assists, 1 for Antonio. Fantastic work there from Bieri. He takes the catch. Tom Rogers overruns it. A simple step back in field. Fantastic work. France well on top here. 26-0 kick to come from Ramos. From the sideline, Ramos is on target again. Right down the middle. And it's 28 points to 0 at the halftime break. And considering it took France 19 or so minutes to get their first points on the board, it was a little bit of a shellacking at the back end of that half. Wales were doing so well. They were so valiant and committed in defence. But I believe it was Dan Jam in the chat room who rightfully pointed out that it's got to tell at some point, and that point was probably in the final 10 minutes of that half. Ultimately, 2 tries they've ended up leaking in. 28 points to 0 at the halftime break. A long way back for Wales. Carol Ventonda. I hope I'm saying that right. Carol Ventonda. Carol Ventonda. Wales is giving the win to France. Bad decision. Making a best. Not letting the ball do the work. We were talking about this, interestingly enough. You have to earn... There's a saying in rugby, right? And I'm sure we're all familiar with it. We're all rugby fans here. We're all familiar with the saying. But for the benefit of people who may not know, there's a saying in rugby. You have to earn the right to go wide. Wales have not been earning the right on attack. If I've got one major criticism of them tonight, they're not earning the right to attack. They're just throwing the ball from left edge to right edge, back again. without doing the hard yakka up front. France, on the other hand, they were a little bit erratic early, but France going through the phase plays. One out from the ruck, pick and go. One out from the ruck. Drawing in the Welsh defenders, earning the right to go wide. And when they go wide, they've got numbers, obviously helped by a yellow card in the final 10 minutes there, but they're earning the right to go wide. Wales, on the other hand, I can't help but notice like they're setting those screenplays and throwing the passes in behind, but the French defense is not committed up front. They're able to number up. They're able to overnumber and come charging in and put pressure on. So, I mean, that's something that comes with experience, right? I mean, this is a relatively, not that this is an excuse by any stretch of the imagination at international rugby, but a relatively new squad. I mean, I do not really recognize any. Let's actually go through the Welsh team. And this is what I was apologizing for earlier on, is it's going to take me a few games being Australian and not really familiar with all the Northern Hemisphere players. It's going to take me a few games at least, I think, to get to grips with some of the players. Now, I know Liam Williams. Just going through the Welsh squad from... I've obviously started from fullback. Liam Williams is a name that I know, though. All right, Gareth Thomas sounds familiar up front there. But then there's also a Henry Thomas, the other prop. Gareth and Henry Thomas. Dafydd Jenkins. I do know Dafydd Jenkins. Because the reason I remember Dafydd Jenkins is because the name Dafydd reminds me of that character from Little Britain. Jack Morgan rings a bell. But yeah, like not a lot of familiarity there in the Welsh team from the last time that I called a Welsh game. France, on the other hand, yes, there are some new names here in the French squad as well, but I know Thomas Ramos, one of my favourite players, actually, Thomas Ramos, and of course, Dupont, the scrum half, Ntamack, I know. So I'm a little more familiar with the French team. Odd Poppet says, one criticism is Wales are still in the changing room. Hang on. Oh, actually, while it's half time, let me just quickly, because I didn't get a chance to set all this up. I was running late, as usual. As usual, I was running late, and I didn't get a chance to set this up properly before we started. So let me go ahead, as we are in the halftime break, and I will be taking some questions from the chat rooms. Let me go ahead and get this set up. Okay, so now if I come over here and I click on one of the chats in the chat room, that should pop up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, except I'm above it. I need to be below that. There we go. That's better. Odd Poppet saying, one criticism is Wales are still in the changing room. Odd Poppet, I'm gathering that you're a Welsh supporter. I mean, am I correct in that? In which case, I completely understand. Completely understand the frustration. I'm exactly the same when the All Blacks play and the All Blacks don't play well. They started well, though, Wales. I think they started tonight with a lot of promise. There were some good signs early, especially defensively. So, yeah, I mean, that's just from a completely neutral perspective. There were some good signs early. Look, they've fallen to pieces at the back end of that half. They completely fell apart as France lifted. Oh, now who was I'm trying to think of his name. One of my favorite players. I used to love him because he would constantly. Now, okay, here's very, very briefly, because I've shared it many, many times on the streams before, and I don't want to bore the regulars with the story again. But a very brief insight into my background is that I'm half Irish, half Kiwi, born in Australia. But when it came to rugby union, I obviously I get the NRL support from the Australian influence in my life. I get the rugby union support from the New Zealand influence in my life, and therefore I go for the All Blacks, and I've got a soft spot for Ireland. That's long story short. I also, as a supporter of the All Blacks, hate the Wallabies whenever New Zealand are playing Australia, and I used to go for anybody that would come over and play the Wallabies, including Wales. Now, there's a guy, his name escapes me. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm pretty sure that he was the fly half. Back in the day, and looks like he was straight out of bloody A1 or Westlife or something. He had the slicked up hair, and I used to love him because he would get under the skin of the Wallabies so badly. He used to just infuriate them. I wish I could remember his name. No, Dan Carter's for the All Blacks, Isaac. I'm talking about for Wales. There was I'm pretty sure it was a fly half for Wales, and he had the slicked up hair, absolute clean shaven baby face, looked like he was straight out of a boy band. Oh God, I wish I could remember his name. Black Belt Jones, ahoy there! As a Welsh supporter, we've been shite for ages, says Black Belt Jones. Some promising signs at the start, though. I appreciate that a promising opening 20 minutes and then completely capitulating at the back end doesn't really help all that much. I totally understand. I'm just trying to give some positives in what's been a rough performance so far and what's been a rough little period of time. Now, is Old Mate still coaching Wales? I do apologise. Like, I'm branching out in 2025, basically, is what's happening. I should at least have done my research. If I'm going to commentate on sports on social media, I should have at least done my research to know who the coaches are. Gatland, that's his name. Is Gatland still coaching Wales? Maybe that's what's wrong. Maybe they need some fresh ideas. He's been coaching for a while, hasn't he? I know that Warren Gatland's name was bandied about for the All Blacks job at one point there, which I've got to say, as an All Black supporter, kind of glad that he didn't get the gig. But maybe, yeah, just some new ideas is all that's needed. Time will tell on that one, I suppose. Let's see if I can find out who this was. Wales Rugby Fly Halves. And it would have been from... Oh, maybe he wasn't a fly half. Let's see. Can I just Google... former Welsh rugby player that looked like he was in a boy band? That could be a little bit of fun, though. Like, that could be a little bit of fun, is doing a rugby boy bands. A rugby boy band thing. Gavin Henson. Gavin Henson. I found him. Oh, yeah, he used to get under the skin of the Wallabies so much. Did he play fly half or was he fullback? See, I might have got the fly half part wrong. I might be misremembering his position. Fly half, fullback, and inside centre. There you go. He shifted around the back line. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, cheeky little bugger. Oh, he used to get under the skin of the Wallabies so much, and I loved it. Because the Wallabies, they're renowned for getting under people's skin, right? Back in the George Gregan days, the Wallabies were notorious on-field sledges. The whole 4 more years thing, George Gregan to Byron Kelleher. Poor Byron Kelleher didn't even do anything. And he got the 4 more years treatment. Black Belt Jones, Gavin Henson or Shane Williams. Yes, it was Gavin Henson. I looked it up on Google. As the team's getting ready to come back out for the second half. I've tried to give a little solace to the Welsh supporters, but understandably. I mean, I tell you what, I understand somewhat. As an All Black supporter, the All Blacks are not travelling along all that greatly at the moment, but I mean, I understand it's not comparable because the All Blacks are still getting big wins. But I kind of understand. Teams back out on the field for the second half. France to get us underway. Wales to receive. Wales have to be the first team to score. That is pretty much non-negotiable. And I'm sure that was talked about in the sheds. I keep giggling every time I see this guy with the ball at the moment, ready to kick off. 28 points to 0. Second half underway. France, high contestable ball to start. Wales come down with it. Dufford Jenkins does well to hold on. France don't commit to the breakdown. And that ball is out and wrapped up. Emmanuel Miofu. Sounds like a Pokemon. Miofu. Miofu, I choose you. I'm probably saying his name wrong as well, but that's kind of what I do. Williams has it at the back of the ruck. Box kick incoming here, and flying through on it was Francois Cross. Misses the charge down, but now Ramos to Biari. And Barassi kicks through. Wales. Kick back downfield. And it's a game of force and backs at the moment, but now France decide to have a run. Ramos brings it back up over halfway. Plants it back. And Ntamack pops it off the hip to Miofu. Wrap around now with Ntamack. Barassi. And Adesogbe draws in some defenders. Nearly an open space again. Adesogbe. Big defense in the middle of the park. Dupont from the base of the ruck again finds some space. So he's playing well Dupont, what a legend. 22 out from the line now with go forward, France. Wales still have time. Oh no, the yellow card's over now, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, they're back to a full complement. That's why their defensive line looks so well set. Ntamack now keeps it alive. Bieri, dummies. Half a gap opens up, but it shuts down just as fast. And they've lost about 10 metres here, France. But they reload and go again. Ramos spills it forward. And some solid defence from Wales. And it looks like they're going to start the second half much like the first. France is sucking in the big ones already. It's only been 2.5 minutes of the second half. West to World of Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Soon to be once again. I've just been too lazy, honestly. I'll be blatantly honest about myself. There's a reason this channel only ever grows so far. Is because at the end of the day, I'm a lazy asshole. Sorry. Lazy a-hole. But soon to be once again, once I get off my buttocks and set it up, we'll be back live on Twitch and live on Facebook again as well. But some big stuff coming up this weekend. Of course, all the Six Nations games. And just for a bit of fun, we'll be covering the WWE Royal Rumble on Sunday morning as Wales kick in behind the French line. But Ramos is back there, cleans up, and returns the kick with interest. Wales now bring it back over halfway. Evan Lloyd back on the field, the man who got the yellow card. Now, some space down the left-hand edge. Wales keeping the ball alive. Inside the 22 they go with some slick interplay. Some quick hands. And now they get in each other's way. Well, that was embarrassing. He's just bulldozed his own player. And that brings that play to a close. But they're inside the 22. On the attack. They have to be the first team to score. (28-7) suddenly gets a little bit interesting again. 5 meters out from the line. They go right. Loose ball. Intercepted. And the referees blow the whistle. France are all offside. Biari hasn't heard the whistle. He's racing away upfield. But offside is the call. And another injury stoppage. Hello. And how are you going? Hey. How's your morning treating you, Missy? Say hello to everybody. Hey. Oh, yeah, sorry. When I say Sunday, I mean Sunday for me. Royal Rumble is 9 a.m. Sunday for me. Yes. Oh, boy. Nothing beats a good early morning Captain Morgan's. The best, it's the breakfast of champions is what it is. Wales put this into the corner. Throw to the middle of the line-out is secure. The rolling maul is set. Come on, Wales. France defend that rolling maul well. At the moment, I'm playing neutral. I want to see a contest, so I would love to see Wales score first here. Roland. They're about 10 metres out here in front of the post. Nice angle run here back in towards the post. 5 out from the line now. Quick ruck ball. Thomas is not who you want. Your fly half taking a crash ball 5 metres out from the line. They got that a little bit wrong. Botham takes it back into the midfield towards the posts. Seemingly bereft of ideas here again, Wales. Like when France were in a similar position down the other end of the field, you see them throw some set plays, throw something a little bit different. Wales just seem to be 1 or 2 out, and here's Thomas again. You don't want your fly half doing crash balls 5 metres out from the line. On. What is going on here with oh, now Jenkins spills the ball. Was it forward? Yes, it was. Oh, and it just all falls apart. I mean, the French defence was up to it, but let's face it, they weren't asked any questions at all. Wales seemingly afraid to throw the ball around this close to the line. It was all too predictable. 1 out. Yes, Odd Poppet, Captain Morgan, spiced golds. Spiced and smooth finish. What am I doing? Filming the commercial for them? Jeez. If so, try Lamb's spiced rum. Lamb's, you say? Let's have a look. Let's see if I can even get that here. Lamb's spiced rum. Oh, I can get it here. Okay. That's good to know. Lamb's spiced rum. Out of stock. It must be good then. It's sold out. A smooth golden rum blended with natural spices and distinctive hints of cinnamon and caramel with a citrus finish. I'll have to see if I can find that somewhere. Oh, here we go. Old school Navy rum. Oh, there we go. I can get it. $36. Interesting. I'll try. Maybe I'll grab me one of those for the Royal Rumble. Penalty at scrum time here for France. Collapsing the scrum is the call. I didn't even see the scrum go down, to be honest. Oh, shepherd's pie. Stop it. Stop it. Well, that's it. My fat ass is officially hungry. Man, I know that it's 7:30 a.m., but I could totally devour a shepherd's pie now that it's been brought up. As France roll in the substitutions. Holy crap. It's like a pitch invasion. The entire front row has been replaced, it looks like. As Dupont, I stand and applaud his efforts tonight. 49 minutes. And Dupont's been replaced as well as the entire scrum by the looks of it. Well, they might be in a spot of bother if they get any injuries now, because that is a huge load of replacements. France win the line out, set up the rolling maul. 9.5 minutes gone in the second half, and here is the new scrum half on the field. Legrec. Nolan Legrec. And he doesn't quite have the same impact as Dupont. Coming up with a mistake with his first play. Well, in fairness, that wasn't his mistake. It was Ramos throwing about a 30-metre forward pass out to his winger there. Scrum down for Wales. And yes, again, the second half has started a little bit like the first, with France struggling to sort of get things rolling. Wales defending valiantly, but ultimately unable to do any damage of their own, it seems. Big drive here from Wales. Scrum goes up in the middle. Referee says we'll have a reset. $28 points to nil, 51 minutes gone. Scrum reset here for Wales. Just over the halfway line. Would love to see them score a try just to spice this game. Speaking of spiced rums, it'd spice this game up a wee bit. Scrum goes down. Referee happy to let it go this time. As the ball pops out, wraparound play. And the pass out to nobody. It's loose on the ground. It's lost forward by France and towed through by Wales. Biardi's back there to clean up. Fires it infield to Mofana. Mofana. Sounds like the Kmart Moana. Or actually, what's a more universal reference? Probably the Timu. Mofana sounds like the Timu Moana. Knockoff merchandise available. Ntamack takes the high ball. Offloads to Ramos. Ramos tries to go up the middle. He's brought to ground. They're about 30 metres out from their own line here, France. Wales caught offside. Penalty advantage. Pick and go takes them up towards halfway here, France. Mofana to halfway. They're very bunched up here, France. Ntamack gets it on the wraparound. Now it opens up for Ntamack. Straight up the middle. He's got support. Back in field, they go 22 metres out from the line now, France, before it's shut down. And a big hit on Eldred. Wales look to get in and spoil. Ball spills out the back. And Juilliard inside the 22. Hands on the ball illegally. Not releasing the tackler. And it's a penalty advantage here to France. Right out in front. A gift 3 points if they want it. I mean, why would you take the 3 at this point, I suppose? Defunk says, is the Ireland-England game meant to be good or weak squads? I think it will be a very good game. I'm expecting Ireland to win and probably win somewhat comfortably in the end, but it'll be a tough old tussle, I reckon, for 70 minutes or so. Odd Poppet says France just doubled down. 5 subs on the bounce. They want to capitalise on their 4-try lead. Leo likes league. Ahoy, mate. And Ntamack's going to put this into the corner. There was absolutely nothing doing there for France a couple of plays ago, and now they find themselves on the attack, looking to well and truly put this game to bed. Line out is secured at the front. The rolling maul is set. And they come charging in from everywhere here, France. The backs are involved as they look for the pushover try. The maul is set. The maul is formed. The try is scored. There are so many bodies there on the ground. I don't know who has scored it. But France come up with the first try of the second half. Their 5th of the game. They just piled numbers into that rolling maul. And Wales unable to defend. 33 points to nil. Well, what was my prediction was 35-12. It looks like I'm going to be wrong on all accounts. I would expect Ramos to flick this one over with ease. So he probably missed now. Yes, he has. He's missed it horribly. Pushed it past the near upright. 33 points to nil. It stays. Ramos with his worst kick of the night. Defunct says, do I remember a Kiwi guy from the NRL called Shantanye Harpy? Well, I've got to say that Harpy rings a bell, but perhaps for completely different reasons. It was probably me calling somebody a harpy. Box kick clearance from France after they secure the kickoff. 33 points to nil, 56 minutes gone. Wales back in possession, but completely bereft of ideas, it must be said. Williams to Nicky Smith. Little Nicky. Nothing little about him. Down this near edge, they attack. Williams rocked backwards in the tackle. And now France look to pile in. Wales seal off, though, and secure possessions. Seal off perfectly legally as well, by the way. I'm not suggesting any shenanigans there. Straight up the middle, Nicky Smith brought down by the ankles. But just struggling to find yardage here, Wales. Quick ball. Thomas out the back it goes. And Tompkins brought to ground. Struggles forward. An extra 5 meters. Now they've got a staggered defensive line to attack. But the ball spills loose out the back of the ruck and France dive on it. And it all comes to naught. Ramos now clears in behind the line. Has he overcooked it? Yes, he has. And the referee says no advantage. And there's a call for a knock-on anyway. There you go. A knock-on by France will come back for a Welsh scrum. $33 points to nil, and well, a little disappointing, I've got to say, this game. I was expecting France to win and win quite big, but you sort of hoped that Wales would put on a little bit more of a show. $58.5 gone, 33 points to nil, and what are we looking at here? Nothing. Scrum down. Referee's happy. Everyone's happy. We play on. I'll tell you what, I miss my playing days, but one thing I do not miss, well, actually, I was kind of blessed in a way. I was blessed by not having a strong sense of smell. And I say that I was blessed with not having a strong sense of smell because when I played, I used to play in the forwards. Very heavily involved in scrum time. Scrum time, if you've got a strong sense of smell, scrum time can get a little stinky. Wales now back in possession. Anyway, why are we talking about this? Oh, well, geez, I'm the one who controls the conversations, aren't I? So it's my fault entirely. But I digress. Over near that far touchline now, Wales. I'm yet to see any resemblance of a set play while they've been on attack. Been really disappointing. Thomas pops this pass up and just simple stuff. Easily defendable here for France. Now at the back to Thomas to kick over the top for nobody. And a simple catch inside the 22 for Ramos, who returns the kick with interest. And this is just depressing viewing. Wales run out of ideas. Thomas drops back in the pocket, chips over the top of the defensive line with nobody chasing, straight to the French fullback. Somebody please tell me what that was and why have we seen it so often throughout the course of this game. I mean, this has just got to be frustrating for the Welsh supporters. Meadows Sweet, ahoy there. No real Wales. What's happened to them? Wales secure the line out. France over the top of this, looking to secure the turnover. Where are the numbers from Wales at the breakdown? They get the penalty. Oh, it's been turned around for a neck roll. France with the penalty. I think he's signaling a neck roll there, dumping the player in the clean-out. "61 minutes gone. Take the 3. No, they put it into the corner. Of course, they put it into the corner. For those of you who are new to the Wasted World of Sports, of course, we do have T-shirts available. The reason I keep saying take the 3, and if we're watching rugby league, I say take the 2, every penalty is because we do have take the 3 and take the 2 T-shirts available. Well, the whole reason that started is because I am an advocate for taking the points when they're on offer. Obviously, when you're 33 points to 0 up, it's a little bit different, but I will forever and always be an advocate for taking the points. France secure the line out. The rolling maul is set once again. 5 meters out here from the Welsh line. Well, Wales defend well on this occasion. France now release it. Bale, I think his name is, drives it up inside the 5 now. There is a brick wall of French attackers ready and waiting, but the ball is lost in the ruck forward. Scrum down for Wales. I can't help but notice that the French attack has completely died off when Dupont was taken off in the 49th minute. They have, of course, scored another try since then, but that try was without the attacking flair that we had when Dupont was on the field. Such a key ingredient to the French attacking line. France can put pressure on, though, at scrum time. 5 meters out, just to the right of the post. Wales secure it at the back. And the clearing kick from Dan Edwards up to the halfway line, just short of the halfway line. And Ramos was happy to just let it go into touch there. No thought of going quickly. Freddie Thomas on for James Botham. There's a wave around the stadium. Oh, that is an impressive sight. Bloody hell. Honestly, the support. It's easy to get a little bit, what's the word, disillusioned, I suppose, maybe. Like, I'm a rugby union supporter through and through. But sometimes living here in Australia, where everything's Aussie rules and rugby league and cricket, as France go the wraparound play, we'll come back to that conversation. Kick in behind the line, finds touch. Just outside the 22, Wales will have the throw down their own end of the field. It's very easy sometimes as a rugby union fan to get disillusioned here in Australia because the view on rugby union in Australia is so negative, which is a shame because I've never understood why you can't just enjoy. Why can't you just enjoy both? I don't understand why it's this thing that it's like, oh, you've got to be one or the other. As the high ball is dropped by France, and there is a result for Wales, they'll get the scrum inside French territory. Adesogbe with his first mistake of the game. He's had an absolute blinder so far, though. That one little mistake certainly won't downgrade his score from me too much. And Black Belt Jones, a miracle would be good for us anytime now. Anytime. I just want to see a try. I would love to see them get on the board. And then, I mean, you just never know. I have been covering sports on YouTube now for 3 years. I've been watching sports for a lot longer than that. I've seen some miracles. Miracles do happen. But, yeah, I mean, oh, geez, it's hard to see it. It's hard to see it, but you just never know. One try could... Grasping at straws here, aren't I? Wraparound play, creates some space down the right-hand edge, but well read by Ramos. He held back in the defensive line just enough to close that gap down. And now Wales in from the side, sealing off, penalty to France, and then Liam Williams with some back chat to the referee, and he has marched them 10 meters for dissent. When things go from bad to worse, that's when the dissent penalties start rolling in. Odd Poppet, you're heading out to the pub. You need to drown your sorrows. Well, if you're being serious about that, Odd Poppet, do take care. The wasted world of sports. We never need to drown the sorrows here because we're just constantly drowned. Padraig O'Brien says, I shave my beard. What about my beard, huh? Hard to see on the camera. Inside the 22. France back on the attack. Ntamack to Biatti. Biatti steps back in field. Pops it over the top to his support, Marchand. 10 meters out. Ntamack, crossfield kick. There is nobody out there. They just need the bounce, and it sits up very kindly. And it's another try. This time, Galton. The crossfield kick from Ntamack. Is his name Eminem? Ah, no. Emilian. Emilian. I thought his name was Eminem. Eminem Galton. 38 points to 0. Darius Siban, 1. Is there any way Wales will win? I do not think so. I mean, it would take the miracle of all miracles from here. As Nolan Ligari, with the conversion attempt, pushes it past the far upright. 38 points to 0 it stays. They've had some success with the crossfield kicks tonight of France. There is one very happy young French supporter. As Edwards gets us back underway, France secure the ball inside their 22. 38 points to 0. Well, I've got to say, I honestly was not prepared for this at all. I thought that France would end up quite comfortable winners, but I was expecting a little bit more of a fight. Quite frankly, a little more of a fight from Wales here. As again, you've got to earn the right to go wide. They've gone wide immediately, and it hasn't worked out for them. Funny that. That is a big, big criticism I've got of their game here tonight. They've just thrown it willy-nilly from left to right. Now a little kick in behind the line. And a second kick from Thomas. France secure the ball, but we come back. Back for the penalty. "70 minutes gone. Only 10 minutes of the torture left here for Wales. Can they get a try? A consolation. And we got time off here. Another injury stoppage. "38 points to 0. What a start for France. France, of course, were my tip for winning the whole thing. Six Nations favourites this year, I would have to say. We've got a review here for potential foul play. Shoulder to the face. And this is going to be a yellow card for Ntamack. This will be yellow for Ntamack. Well, it might even be straight red because there are no mitigating factors here. Ntamack's just come flying in, standing upright. You couldn't... Oh, it'd be a tough argument to say that Ben Thomas was falling there. This might be a straight red, but... yellow on review. Well, either way, he's off for the rest of the game. Doesn't really matter. Romain Ntamack under review for what it's worth. That will only be valid for the next game, I suspect. Any potential suspension. But he's done for the rest of the night. Either way. As there is only 10 minutes to go. Wasted World of Sports live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Hope you've been enjoying the coverage. We'll be back to do it all again tomorrow. Double header coming up. Scotland take on Italy, and the big one, Ireland versus England. And then followed by the WWE Royal Rumble. It's a big weekend of action. 10 minutes left in this one. Wales with an extra man advantage. Popping the pass off the top of the line out. And now the drive over the line. But look at the French numbers there. In and driving them backwards. They're held up. The rolling maul held up over the line. And the referee blows this up. And now it blows up in the in goal. Tensions boil over. They're bringing back the biff. Nobody's throwing a punch, though, of course. Just a lot of shirt grabbing and push and shove. User 796-803-23-59058 says ref is for France. Mad 50-50 calls for France. "71 minutes gone, 38 points to nil." I'm still not completely sold on that. That I'm fairly sure that Dupont to Adesogbe was a forward pass. I'm still not convinced that that pass was backwards. The try was allowed to stand. Don't think it would have made too much of a difference at the end, but still, I remember that at the time and calling it and thinking that it was a mile forward. Wales secure the goal line dropout. And again, just spreading it wide. Wales, though, ultimately have created their own demise here. You have to earn the right to go wide. Wales have just been spreading it to the edges. And now, attempted intercept by Legatti. Spills the ball, and it'll be a scrum down for Wales. Yes, I think Wales need a lot more than just throw it wide to the left, throw it wide to the right, and then repeat ad nauseum. And when it doesn't work out because France are not committed in defence to the rucks, Thomas just drops back in the pocket and you get a stupid little kick over the top straight to the French defenders. Not a lot of this game plan's making sense to me. Upgraded to red. Well, there we go. Romain Ntamack upgraded to red. I said that it should have been red immediately. Not that it matters because there was only 10 minutes left anyway, but Ntamack has been upgraded to a red. Should have been a red right from the word go, to be honest. High degree of danger. Ntamack upgraded to red. There are no mitigating factors here. That is just shoulder charge to the face. But either way, I mean, that only has an impact on potentially the next game. Any suspension that he now has to serve, it was irrelevant to this game because there was only 10 minutes left either way. 38 points to nil. .72.5 gone. Wales with the scrum on halfway. They break away down the blind side. Immediately send it to the edge. I mean, why not? Why even try and earn the right to go wide? Let's just keep doing what hasn't been working for 70 minutes so far. Let's keep doing it for the remaining 8. Why not? I mean, am I crazy, or has that been the Welsh game plan? Spread it wide to the right, spread it back wide to the left, and then we'll go wide to the right again. And then Thomas will drop back in the pocket and dink it in over the top straight to Ramos at the back. Seven phases now, and the ball spills loose, towed forward, and it's into touch just inside the French 22. 73.5 minutes gone. 38 points to nil. Can Wales get on the board? Is Ntamack crying? He's getting consoled by one of the trainers there, I think, or a teammate. There's a very despondent Ntamack. Walks up the tunnel. France secure the line-out ball. They go to the middle and set up the rolling maul. Wales look to get through and spoil, but France release it. Just outside the 22. Told to use it now. Legaric with the box kick. High up to halfway. Wales down with the ball and now spill it forward. Another simple little error. Blair Murray on this occasion. And it'll be a scrum down for France. Dear, oh dear. Some simple mistakes. And a disappointing performance overall here from Wales. We were kind of hoping for so much more. So, I mean, where to for Wales? They might even lose to Italy with a performance like this. Is it just time for some fresh ideas at the top? Where to for Wales? France with the scrum, though, secure the ball. Bringing it back up towards the halfway line. The last 5 minutes of the game. Josh says going to France isn't easy, though, especially without confidence. As the kick is charged down. Box kick is charged down, but offside, says the referee. Penalty to France on halfway. And you're absolutely right, Josh, 100%. I mean, traveling away anywhere is not easy. As yellow, he's just given a yellow card now, I think, to one of the Welsh players. A blatant offside, says the referee. And another one. But anyway, to Josh's point, yes, traveling away, obviously not very easy at all. But my concern for Wales is just completely bereft of ideas, it seems. And that's why I asked the question, does it start at the top? Is it Warren Gatland? Has he been there too long? Is it time for some fresh ideas? And if so, I mean, who do you get? What coaches are on the market at the moment? That'd be the other thing to consider. But I've never seen so many just... For 76 minutes, they've flung the ball out to the right edge. They've flung the ball back to the left edge. They've flung it back to the right edge again. They've realised they're not going anywhere. The fly half drops back into the pocket and puts a kick over the top. A little chip kick over the top, straight to the opposition fullback. I just can't understand it. And it didn't work inside the first 10 minutes, so they've kept doing it for the remaining 70. That to me, quite honestly, says that's a coaching issue. France on the attack again. Half a metre out here. The pick and go. They continue to muscle forward. They get close. The ball is held up, but still in the field of play. If this gets blown up, it'll be a Welsh scrum. Oh, he's giving them an eternity to play this ball. And now diving over to score the final try. Well, I've got to say, there have been some questionable calls here tonight. There really have been some oddities. I mean, that ball was clearly up in the ruck. It was free to play, I suppose. It wasn't like the ball was tied up in the ruck. But I don't know. You see those get blown up. Try has been scored anyway. Try has been awarded. It's 43 points to 0. Jason Hayden says, how easy. And Josh, thank you very much for the donuts. Cheers, mate. I was getting very hungry. All that talk about Shepherd's Play in the YouTube chat. I was getting mighty hungry, and now I've been sent a donut. Thank you very much, sir. That's a very excited French supporter. Josh says Aldrit is the best player in the world right now, in his opinion. speak of the devil, there he is, winning the man of the match. Officially been given man of the match. Gregory Aldrit. As France secure the kickoff. Right on the 22. Box kick. Just dinks it in over the top. Finds some space. The bounce. Awkward. And it sits up now for Wales. Can they bag a consolation try? God, even take a drop goal. Honestly, just how embarrassing would that be, though, to have to resort to taking a drop goal. And again, they spread it wide to the left immediately. Now, I reckon they're going to spread it wide to the right. Here they go, out to the right-hand edge. More midfield this time. This is really depressing to watch. We talked about it all game. You've got to earn the right to go wide. Wales have not earned the right at any point tonight. They have not earned the right to stretch the ball out to the edges. Josh, you in Australia or New Zealand? In Australia, mate. Yeah, in Australia. Don't know why. I was setting up for further conversation there. I'm not entirely sure why. Meadow Sweet says, thanks for the commentary. Very disappointing Wales, as the little dink in over the top is caught by Wales, and they have the ball on halfway. Who do I reckon will win the Six Nations? I said at the top of this game, Josh, my prediction is France to win the whole thing. I thought Wales would put up a bit more of a fight now as they break away. Support in field, but the pass goes to France. They get hands in the way. I thought we were about to see a consolation try. And France will just knock this into touch. And the referee will blow the whistle for full time. Signals them off the ground. And France with a very dominant display tonight. I predicted before the game, France to win the entire Six Nations. That's my tip. Ireland will be their main rival. And I predicted this game to be 35 points to 12 in favour of the French. And Wales, well, disappointing Wales indeed, as Meadow Sweet said. And Odd Poppet, poor Odd Poppet, is off to the pub to drown the sorrows. Wales just seemed really... I mean, I don't want to overstate it. I don't want to bore people with the same conversation over and over again. But honestly, am I alone in thinking that the only idea that Wales seemed to have was a wraparound with the fly half out to the left and then bring it back into midfield, continue out to the right, and then repeat that wraparound play back to the left? And when spreading it out wide to the edges wasn't working, Ben Thomas would drop back into the pocket and he would put a chip kick over to a perfectly positioned Thomas Ramos. I mean, Ramos was just constant. Every single one of those chip kicks over the line went straight to Ramos's chest. I mean, that to me, honestly, says coaching. Yes, it's a young, inexperienced side. A young, inexperienced side, as Josh pointed out, traveling away to France. I mean, France is not an easy place to play. Look at how many times the All Blacks have gone to France and been beaten compared to other places. It's obviously a tough place to go and play. But you've got to have some ideas, right? I don't think I'm being too harsh in my criticism, and it starts at the top. Maybe they need some fresh ideas at the top. But as I said, who do you call? Who do you call? Maybe the Ghostbusters, because there's a little ghost in the TikTok chat. Thank you very much, Josh, for the little ghost and the tiny diny. We need to call Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park, I think. Wow, 43 points to nil. So, yeah, anyway, that's my 2 cents. I don't follow enough Northern Hemisphere rugby, and I honestly should follow more. Josh says they were playing just to play, it seems, not to win. And again, I mean, that to me starts at the top. That to me starts and ends with the coach. I mean, does Warren Gatland even care anymore? Is Warren Gatland a man that knows his time is limited? Once again, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. I am just a half Irish, half Kiwi, born in Australia, that loves these sports. And anyway, this is what I do full time now. So, you know, I don't work a traditional 9-to-5 job. This is what I do. I commentate sports on social media, and I drink Captain Morgan's while I do it. This is my life now. So, yes, Dan Jam, I'm very open to doing some more stuff. As Dan Jam says, keep telling you, get into the Champions Cup. Yeah, 2025, it's going to be a big year for the channel, I feel. I'm very happy to have you all along for the ride here on the Wasted World of Sports. NRL, of course, back soon. Super Rugby to start. Beats A1. No AFL for me. No AFL for me, but we are looking at organising AFL coverage. It won't be by me though. Yeah, I don't do AFL. I can't. Yeah, I couldn't physically do everything. But we are looking at ways to cover some of the AFL here on the channel. Expanding the team. Yes, Dan Jam, Michelle, there's a lot happening behind the scenes at the moment. Stuff that I will not go into. Stuff that we won't go into happening behind the scenes, and expansion and whatnot. God help us. Dan Jam, I didn't know that you were part of the anti-Michelle brigade. Obviously on the YouTube, it's become quite a thing. There is a whole circle of what should we call them? Anti-Michellites. Which obviously is nothing serious. I'm assuming anyway. I'm assuming that everybody's just mucking around having a laugh. But it's interesting that over on the TikTok, lots of Michelle love. Odd Poppet says, AFL, is that actually soccer or foosball? Foosball. I never know with our friends across the pond. No, AFL is the Australian Football League. It's Australian rules football. And the closest thing I would say, Dan Jam, and I think this is true. Sorry, not Dan Jam, Odd Poppet. The closest thing that I would say is, because there are internationals played between Australia and Ireland, the Gaelic football. Yeah. Australia play Ireland every so often in a Gaelic football contest. That is the closest thing. But the Gaelic football, right, uses a round ball. Aussie rules uses a really like a pointier rugby ball. The Aussie rules footy is not quite as the Aussie rules football is not quite as pointy as an NFL football, but it's also not quite as oval shaped as a rugby ball. It's a little bit in between the Aussie rules footy. Yeah. There you go. Tim Peters over on TikTok. Wasted World of Sports, of course, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Twitch, live on Facebook. But on TikTok, Tim Peters has said, without any context, I'm going to assume this is a soccer match and France is flogging Wales. Holy Jesus. Can you imagine a soccer game that ended up 43 points to nil? Wow. That would surely be a record. Quite small, Dan Jam, yes. The Aussie rules balls are smaller and lighter as well. Much, much lighter. It's a lot easier to send it. Speaking of toddlers versus men, God, that's a weird segue. There are some people in the chat room right now probably going, what the hell is he about to say? No, but speaking soccer, toddlers versus men, there's actually a video. You can find it on YouTube. I'm sure you can probably find it on TikTok as well. But this is actually a thing that happened in Japan. In Japan, they had a soccer match, just an exhibition, of course. I believe it was 100 kids versus 10 pro soccer players. And they played a game. 100 might be... I might be overstating it when I say 100. That might be a little bit too much. How would you even fit 100 of the little buggers on the field? Anyway, it was completely outnumbered, like a huge, huge discrepancy of all these kids versus X amount of pro players, and it was fascinating to see. It really was a fascinating watch. I mean, obviously, the pro players still won because the kids are just running around the soccer field completely clueless. They're just following the ball, as kids do. I used to play soccer when I was a kid. That's what we did. There were no tactics. There was no psychology in the game. You used to just run headless after the ball. Sometimes I was even supposed to be the goalkeeper, and I'd run after the ball like a complete goof. But anyway, I digress. Defunk says maybe full pronunciation could be useful in that case, Daniel. What are we talking about? I'm not sure what that was in reference to. I've said so many things in the past few minutes. But yes, well worth a look for those who haven't seen it. The Japan Kids vs. Pros soccer match was a good lot of fun. It's so weird seeing a rugby game sponsored by Monopoly Go. Not going to lie. That is a bizarre scene. Odd Poppet says after a team gets over 11-0 in soccer, the ref can stop the match. I'm pretty sure. England's biggest win was about 13-14-0 against Ireland back in the 1800s. That's the best victory they had. There is, of course, also, up to the umpire's discretion, a mercy rule in baseball. We're just covering all sports now, aren't we? But there is, of course, the mercy rule in baseball, up to the referee's discretion and up to the player's discretion as well. They don't have to concede, but it's kind of an unwritten rule that you do just concede. It really depends. There's got to be a certain amount of innings gone as well. Jeez, I tell you what though, like, I would have a hard time. Like baseball, having played baseball myself, how quickly a game of baseball can turn. I mean, you get loaded bases. Now, the mercy rule is something like 10 runs, which is, I mean, 10 in baseball is a pretty big score to overhaul. But yeah, I'm just saying, I would never concede. Even if I were behind by 12, you just never know. Get yourself a couple of loaded bases. Baseball's that sort of sport, you know, just a big hit. You suddenly send 4 home. You go around again. suddenly, 12 nils, 12-8. And you've still got a long way to go, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I would just never give up. $43-0 here, though. France have started the Six Nations in fine style. France, my favourites to win the whole thing. My prediction to win the whole thing was France. I've seen nothing tonight really to change my mind. Scotland versus Italy coming up. Ireland versus England. That's the big one. I'm very excited for that one. And, of course, Ireland versus England carries on pretty quickly into the Royal Rumble. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. I've got to figure out what to do with myself now. I'm not normally up this early on a Saturday. 8:23 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And I've already been up and about for a few hours on the juice. What am I going to do with myself? I'll figure something out, I'm sure. So, yes, we'll be back at it again. Waste of Water Sports. Live on YouTube, live on TikTok, and hopefully I'll have everything sorted out. And we'll be back on Twitch and back on Facebook for the remainder of the Six Nations and everything else coming up here on the Wasted Water Sports. Thank you so much for your company. I will call it quits here. France, way too good. Big win here to open up the Six Nations. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much once more. Till next time. Cheers. And I should play us out with the theme song. I don't have it queued up, ready to go. Oh, yeah, and the other thing, too, for those that wish to support the channel, I'll get merchandise sorted out again soon as well. We had the store last year, but I'll get everything sorted out again. Now, what am I looking for? I was going to play the theme song. Interesting. Oh, well. I'll have to find the theme song as well. The bloody theme song's disappeared. All right. Thank you so much. There will be no theme song to play us out. I'll just go. Until next time, cheers. Odd Poppet, thank you very much. Right before I go, Odd Poppet with the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, sir. Unfortunate for Wales today, but hopefully not too disheartening for the supporters out there. Thank you very much. I'll drink to that. Very much. Oh, here he is. Hang on. I've got to hear this. Warren Gatland. Where's the volume? I've got to hear what he says. Damn it. We overplayed a little bit, says Warren Gatland. Overplayed. We didn't really get any field position. What game were you watching, mate? You were dominating territory in the first half. Fans were keen to see signs of hope. I thought we were positive in what we tried to do. There were aspects of our game. Oh my God, this guy's delusional. I am so glad that Warren Gatland did not win the All Blacks coaching gig. I am so glad. The man's completely deluded. All right, I'm really going this time. Thank you so much, West to Water Sports. I'll catch you tomorrow for Scotland versus Italy and Ireland versus England. Cheers.